The camera falls in close. Frost on a whistle of breath. Lamplight sliding across rough wood. Harris Cole finds the sound before he sees it. A single, thin wail under the stars. He follows a faint track, boots crunching, the mountains framing him like a question. In a windswept hollow, he discovers a small bundle of life in a young woman, too tired to stand. He lifts her with a farmer's gentleness, carries both to his cabin, where the light is low and the kettle hisses. The scene is intimate, a lone ghoul shot of Harris's hands. Close-ups on a newborn's clenched fingers, the woman's lashes wet with cold. No sermon, only action, a man choosing to do what is right. Listen, a distant bell, a dog's soft bark, the fire breathing back into the room. A discovery will change everything, but why was she left alone on the ridge? That question hangs like smoke. The next morning light is thin and honest. Harris learns her name, Lena Merrill. She speaks in fragments, each word a traded coin of trust. Camera pushes in on small gestures, a finger finding a newborn's ear. A plate slid closer, a shared blanket spread like an unspoken treaty. Harris is a widower used to quiet and chores. Lena carries a past she won't name. The two build a fragile rhythm. Fetch water, warm milk, mend torn clothes. Outside, town gossip stirs. A traveling merchant pauses at the ford and drops a rumor like a stone. Harris hears it by noon. Lena hears it in the way neighbors avoid his porch. Close up on Harris's jaw. Mid-shot of Lena watching the children sleep. The narrative moves like weather, slow, inevitable. A single line whispers, if words are dangerous, what will the silence cost them? Curiosity. What secret in Lena's past has made her flight necessary? Word reaches town that a woman and children hide on the ridge. Not every rumor brings men with guns. Some bring questions, petitions, formal claims written in cramped ink. A local magistrate's assistant arrives with paper and polite distance. He asks for names, lineage, proof. Lena's silence is a fortress. Harris's farm records are thin. The camera widens to show the ridge's isolation, then narrows to the paper trembling in Harris's hand. There's an emotional ledger, fear, gratitude, a stubborn refusal to be bullied. Harris offers shelter and truth, limited, measured, honest. The assistant leaves with a warning. Someone with money will read those pages differently. In the evening, Lena sings a lullaby she barely remembers, and the melody stitches the room together. Curiosity. Who in town has the power to turn a rumor into a claim? Tension grows like thaw. A woman named Miriam, who runs the grocers, brings supplies and a quiet warning. The town's elite whisper of property and lineage, not hearts. Miriam's face is pragmatic. Her eyes betray softer loyalties. She becomes an ally, arranging introductions, saying what she can without breaking trust. Harris and Lena accept help, but keep plans private. There's no dramatic clash, only the steady churn of petitions. Filing at the county seat. A note slid under a door. Lena opens about why she fled. Not scandal, not crime, but a household where her voice was taxed and her choices sold. The camera lingers on her hands as she folds a tiny shirt, hands that have known labor and tenderness. The stakes sharpen into a new shape, not violence, but a legal and social tightness that could unweave the life forming on the ridge. Curiosity. Will the law listen to a woman who arrived with nothing but a name? The county summons produce a hearing scheduled under an oak in the market square. A public reading, an exercise of reputation. Harris and Lena travel down the switchback with the children bundled close. The camera alternates, wide shots of the procession, intimate shots of Lena's steady breath. At the hearing, voices trade history like currency. A man claims paternal right. A notary reads statutes with practiced solemnity. Lena stands, her voice low but clear. She speaks about motherhood, about choosing to keep daughters safe rather than submit to a life of erasure. Harris sits beside her, hand on her knee, the simplest anchor. The town listens. Eyes shift. Some harden, Others soften. The magistrate pauses, law and compassion colliding on a warm bench beneath the oak. A hush. The decision will hinge not on spectacle, but on the small, undeniable facts of care. Curiosity. How will the magistrate weigh quiet witness against loud claims? The ruling is measured. Temporary guardianship stays with Harris while the court investigates lineage and intent. It's neither victory nor defeat. It is time, the one thing Lena and Harris need. In the days that follow, the community shifts in small ways. An extra blanket arrives at night. A teacher offers to show the girls letters. A neighbor trades eggs for preserves. Lena's laughter returns in pieces, a sound like a bell being tuned. Harris resumes chores, but now with small hands shadowing him at the gate. Camera details. A child's muddy boot, a sunlit swing creaking, a close-up on Harris's weathered cheek when he smiles. The plot tightens toward a deeper question. Will this fragile council of care become a family built from choice rather than law? Curiosity. Who will step forward to test the endurance of their new life? A sudden illness touches one infant, a fever that wakes the ridge at midnight. The mood tightens, not with violence, but with urgent tenderness. Harris and Lena move between care and worry. Miriam rides overnight to fetch the county doctor, and neighbors keep lanterns lit along the trail. The camera stays close to faces, the doctor's steady hands, Lena's whispered prayers, Harris's steadying voice. Nights stretch thin, but the child's breath evens. When the fever breaks, relief spills like rain over dry earth. That trial cements something between Lena and Harris, an exchange of debts repaid, not in coin, but in presence. The town's earlier judgments soften as more people see what sustained care looks like. The story's climax is quiet, a collective choosing to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Curiosity. After the fever, what will they build with this renewed trust? Spring arrives, slow and sure. The cabin becomes a place with an open door. Travelers pause. Children learn letters on a handmade slate. Neighbors gather for soup on market nights. Harris and Lena, unhurried, choose one another with quiet vows made at the hearth. Not dramatic, but true. The camera pulls back to reveal a small garden. 3 wooden name plaques above the cradle, laughter tracing the air like a living melody. The final shots are patient and kind, a long take of the ridge at dusk. Lanterns warm against coming night, the family silhouetted on the porch. The ending is hopeful because it is earned. Law and community proved malleable when faced with steady care. The curiosity that began the tale, why a stranger was abandoned, remains only a whisper now, replaced by what matters, the family they chose to be. The story closes with a simple invitation. Keep the light on the ridge alive.